Oh, welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January. My thing is sideways, so I need to fix that. Today is January the 15th, 2025. We're going to be talking about NXT. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they're coming back to the NXT and TNA crossover because we got a TNA star, just one, showed up on WWE's NXT. But, ladies and gentlemen, something weird was feeling. It was feeling weird because the beginning of the show, when we had a segment, but the whole segment, the commentary did not say a word. I don't know if there was something wrong with their tech. I can't even say tech right. I don't know if there's something wrong with their tech. But they did not do anything. I didn't hear anything. I couldn't hear anything. I don't know if that's anyone else's, but I couldn't hear anything until the first match happened. But ladies and gentlemen, we heard that Corey Graves might be upset that he got taken off a main roster, the commentary, to come to NXT because Wade Barrett and Joe is on SmackDown. And Pat McAfee and Michael Cole will be on Raw. And now he's back on NXT, but he did commentate on NXT New Year's Evil. Or WWE's New Year's Evil. Now it's just called WWE now. But I don't understand why he's upset. He's still on live TV. He's on the CW network. He's not on the WWE network. He's actually on the dang TV still. He's still on TV. And he had some things to say on Twitter, and I guess he was not allowed to be on the show this week because I guess he had a rant. I have no idea what's going on here. I have no idea. And somebody showed up on NXT. I wasn't really happy because this person already showed up multiple times, and this person has a match on SmackDown. Maybe you guys will know who it is. Because you know who has a match on SmackDown, a big match, and this person keeps showing up on different shows. I understand the transfer window is happening, but you have a big match on SmackDown. Why you keep coming on here and making fights with people? I'm joking. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a segment in the beginning and the end, but it looks like Lexus King will have to defend his Heritage Cup for the very first time because he gets a rematch. Well, Charlie Dempsey gets a rematch because of the groin attack. That's what Ren Sinclair says. You hit him in the groin, but he looks like Charlie Dempsey gets a rematch against Lexus King. That's going to be interesting next week. Josh Briggs and this pro wrestling Japan Noah guy, I can't say his name, so that's why I'm calling him that. The Japan Noah guy wants the tag team titles. They want to be next. After Axiom, well, we think they will, beat OTM, they want to be next for the tag team titles. And then OTM says, you're talking to the wrong team because we're going to take the tag titles from them. And if you want the tag team titles, and then blah, blah, blah. And then the Japan the Japan Noah guy was talking in Japanese, so nobody understand what he was saying. And then one of the OTM guys says he's a comedian, and I guess that set him off, and they had a brawl between Josh Briggs and the Japan Noah guy. Before their match, that's not good. DIY was there. They want to watch Fraxium in action as well. So we got Oba Femi to start off, and he talked about his destiny, winning the world championship, winning the NXT title. He talked about what he has done in NXT. He won the Breakout Star, he won the North American title, and now he won the NXT title. I still don't think he deserves it, because he lost the North American title twice. He lost that, and he hasn't wrestled for how many times, and then he gets a number contendership by winning the Iron Survivor Challenge. I don't understand how you get a title shot. I really don't. But he has a problem with Eddie Thorpe right now because he's, remember, Obafemi is the one that attacked Eddie Thorpe to make sure that he doesn't make it to the triple threat, but he still made it to the triple threat. So Oba family was talking about Eddie Thorpe, but Eddie Thorpe didn't show up. It was Tony D'Angelo interrupting Oba family, and it looks like he wants a title for title match because Tony D'Angelo beat Oba family twice, and Oba family has one win against him. I don't know why is that a big deal, because you have the most points on him. Why you care about that? But Oba family says, you shouldn't worry about my title. You should worry about your title, because didn't you get attacked by Santa Claus? He was talking about Ridge Holland. And Tony D'Angelo says he will handle his own business until Ridge Holland comes out. He says he has a belated Christmas gift for Mr. Tony D'Angelo. It was a picture of him doing his finisher onto Tony D'Angelo. And Tony D'Angelo says, he said something, and then they attack each other. There was a brawl. And then we saw Oba Femi still in the ring. He got attacked by Eddie Thorpe from behind. And then Eddie Thorpe attacked him with a belt. Well, technically he punched him with the belt on. I don't know why, because that thing was leather, not the buckle. So I have no idea, but he held the NXT title up in the air and then he ran away. And then Oba Femi told Aba he wants Eddie Thorpe, but Aba doesn't want to reward Eddie Thorpe for his actions. So, and then Robert Stone got in the way. It's like the ECW thing again, when he got gored. He says, my man, Oba Femi, you don't want to face Eddie Thorpe. He's trying to talk him out a bit. But Oba Femi picks up Robert Stone and puts him on the wall. He says he wants Eddie Thorpe. And looks like Aba's going to give it to him next week against Eddie Thorpe. So that's going to happen there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got Chauncey versus Stephanie McCurry for the first match in the evening. It will be a no one contendership against Fallon Henley for the North American Women's Championship. And what does that mean is that whoever wins, they go to Atlanta. I think it's next week or 2 weeks from now. I don't know. It's something like that. One of those days. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. Chauncey and Stephanie McCurry was doing a good job. But the winner of that match was Chauncey because of help of Fallon Henley and JC Jane. JC Jane got in the ring, got in front of Stephanie and Chauncey. But Stephanie and Chauncey did a headbutt onto JC Jane. Double headbutt. But when Stephanie was about to end this match, she runs the ropes. And then Fallon Henley hits her with the belt. And Chauncey falls on her. 1, 2, 3. Chauncey gets the win. She becomes the no one contender. And she saw the replay. She didn't win the right way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ethan Page. And he is so happy what he did to Cedric. And he's happy what he did to Javon. But Dante Chen is not happy what he did. So we have a match between Ethan Page and Dante Chen. The winner of that match, of course, was Ethan Page. But Ethan Page is not done injuring people. He grabbed Dante Chen, his leg, and he untied Dante Chen's wrestling boots, took it off, and so Dante Chen was just laying there with his sock on and one boot. And then he puts Dante Chen's foot in between the stairs, the steel steps, and the ring post, and then he sits beside Dante Chen, and he told Dante Chen, stay out of my business, and then he just kicks the steps, and the steps is smashing into the leg, the ankle of Dante Chen. So Dante Chen is now injured. So Ethan Page was happy what he did, until Javon Evans came out, tried to attack Ethan Page, but after one punch in the jaw, Javon Evans falls and he was bleeding out of his mouth. The guy can't handle it. He has a wire shut mouth, and his mouth can't handle one shot in the mouth. Well, we got Metaphor versus Alba Fire and Island Dawn to become the no one contender to the women's tag team titles. I think they should bring back the NXT women's tag team titles because I'm getting tired of these titles are not getting defended on NXT. They're not really getting defended. They're supposed to make it a big tag team division for the women's division, but I think NXT needs the women's tag team titles back and let their tag team go crazy, because they don't need it. They don't need these tag team titles. Let Raw and SmackDown fight for these ones. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent tag team match, but the winner of that match, and surprising, I thought Alpha Fire and Island Dawn will win this, but Mental 4 gets the win. Good job for them. They are the new No One Contenders. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Cora Jade versus Kalani Jordan, but we have a special guest to watch this match. The TNA's Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich, was in the audience. That Knockouts title been in NXT for a lot of times. Even when Mickie James was the Knockouts champion, that title been shown up for multiple times in WWE. Oh man, and it feels weird because Masha never been in WWE. That's Kelly Kelly. You're talking about a person that was a redhead and she red-haired. I don't know. I said redhead. Red hair. That was Kelly Kelly in NXT UK. I'm talking about Masha Slamovich. She never been in WWE. It's so weird hearing Vic Joseph talk about TNA and Masha Slamovich, and they even tried to hype up Genesis, because she has a match in Genesis this weekend against Rosemary. He did not say who she's fighting against, but he did say TNA's PLE's Genesis. It's just weird. Even when Michael Cole brought up Lucha Underground, it's just weird, because normally you don't hear these things from WWE because they don't talk about other companies. But now they're in Triple H's era. They're allowed to talk about these companies. Like Lucha Underground, I don't think any wrestling promotion, in any wrestling promotion that I know of, talks about Lucha Underground. I know TNA has some Lucha Underground guys. I don't think they ever talked about them. Even AEW had some Lucha. They still have Lucha Underground guys, and never talks about Lucha Underground. They got Brian Cage. That's how I know. That's how I know who they have. They got Ricochet, a.k.a. Prince Puma, and Swerve Strickland. They kind of mentioned a little bit of Swerve Strickland being Killshot. So yeah, they kind of did mention Lucha Underground, but they never said Lucha Underground. You know what I mean? They tried to mention it, but they never said the name. So yeah, it's just weird hearing from WWE commentators talking about other wrestling promotions that's not really partnered with them, like Lucha Underground, because that show is done. They're not partnered with them. TNA is partnered with NXT. So it's just weird to hear TNA, Masha Slamovich, and Genesis when it's not a TNA show. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like the TNA and NXT crossover is not over. I'm happy for it. I'm hoping we get more wrestlers to be part of this, because it would be cool to see. Maybe some TNA wrestlers come to the Royal Rumble. Joe Hendry. You know how big that pop is going to be if Joe Hendry shows up? His music hits, I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh my God, that will be crazy. I'm definitely going to watch the Royal Rumble, see who's going to be in it. They're announcing people, but they're not going to announce all 30 people. So we got Cora Jade. She had her eyes on Miss Masha Slamovich. That could be a little rivalry that might be happening, because she got her eyes on Masha Slamovich. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Kalani Jordan just snapped, man. She snapped. Because Zara says, don't be the good lady. Use all the losses you have as your advantage. Use it for your anger. And that's what she was doing. She used it for her anger. She almost got disqualified. But the winner of that match was Cora Jade. It wasn't from disqualification. It was from 1, 2, 3. And then we got Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus OTM for the NXT Tag Team titles. I'm not a big fan of OTM. They're just two big guys. I like Axiom, and I hope a really good team faces these guys. I'm hoping they face TNA team, man. They did it before with Rascals, but they didn't defend it with Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. They were supposed to, but Trey Miguel got injured because of Wesley, because of that rivalry. But they defended the title against Wesley and Zachary Wentz. I'm hoping they defend it. I can't say ABC now because Chris Bay is injured, so I can't say them. But imagine the System shows up. That would be cool. But DIYs was watching this tag team match because they might be facing them sometime in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, Axiom and Nathan Frazier wins the match. Congrats to them. And then we got Roxanne Perez coming in the ring and talking about her loss. And she looked like she was pumping up the women's division in the WWE Universe until she doesn't care. She says you guys don't deserve for her. I think she's going to be leaving NXT and go to the main roster, just like Trick Williams. They saying what's the future for Trick Williams? I think he put it on Twitter. What's going to happen with Roxanne Perez? And then she got interrupted by the role model, Bayley. She showed up on Raw, gets beat up by Nia Jax, and got rid of Nia Jax. She comes to NXT, interrupts Roxanne Perez. She has a big title match, but she comes to these other shows. So she's definitely not going to win that match on SmackDown, and she's going to get beat up by all of these people. So Bayley was trying to give some advice to Roxanne, but Roxanne did not ask for the advice. Bayley says, you wanted the advice when you first came in. They just had words, blah, blah, blah. She says, you're like CM Punk and all the other people trying to talk to me, trying to give me advice, and all that stuff. And Bayley got mad, got in her face. But at the end, you saw the credits. We saw a brawl between Bayley and Roxanne Perez to end the show. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. It looks like MVP is going to be wrestling because there's going to be a trios match. I saw the picture of this match. It said trios. I did not know MVP is wrestling because when in that picture, he was wearing a suit. Like he's going to be the manager, but he's going to be wrestling. His first match since like 2.5 years, he said. So that's going to be interesting. He's going to be facing the Private Party and Mark Briscoe teaming up with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. That's going to be interesting. We got a world title match. We have a women's casino gauntlet match will be happening. And we got Kenny Omega making his return to a match against Brian Cage. That's all for me today. Time is out. See you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys on Thursday because I upload it on Thursdays. That's all for me today. Time is out. Bye.